Hey, good morning, folks. I'm your host, BKP. There's the phone number. If you would like to get involved, tell me what you think. There's the email address. We don't hold back. There is the social media way, all the social media ways you can follow the show. It's 8:01 in the morning. We're in Ellijay, Georgia. Interesting. I say king. I tell you what, this morning, I am a morning person. I get it. Not everybody's a morning person. I get it. Some people have a hard time at 8 a.m. of tuning in, and sometimes I am just, bam, right there. I get it. But what I enjoy, you may not. You may not. What I enjoy, you may not. I'm just saying. Give me number, let's see here. Just give me number 34 if it's ready. This morning, at about 4:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I was there live. Now, you will hear reporting all day of the president's press conference with the NATO Secretary General. I have to pull his name up. I want to get it correct. This guy, the President of the United States, is so open to questions. Like 52 minutes. So as you well know, I get up at 4 a.m. and I start watching CNN and MSNBC. And Trump meets with Secretary General of NATO. And every single possible question was asked, from Macron to Turkey buying missiles from Russia, from impeachment. And we learned some things this morning. We'll talk about that. We learned some things. And what was interesting is I watched this. It came on at 4:20 a.m. It was like 9:30 over there in London. Okay. And at like 4:20 a.m., 50 minutes. And then immediately afterwards, after the press conference and the meeting with Secretary General there with NATO, I was able to see the live hate for this president from the media. I mean, most mornings, and I come to you and I tell you, one of the top things that I do, I like politics, I like studying the media, and they're not examples of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. They are not, okay? But usually at 4 a.m., I'm watching overnight reporting, something that they've worked on, and I don't get to see them seething, if that's the word, just pouring out the anger in a live emotion. And it is unreal when these people show, like right after the guy was on there live, the President of the United States, for 50 minutes. And he shared some great information with the American people and the world about NATO. And it's not being reported. Immediately, the hate for this man came through at CNN, MSNBC, Joe, Minka, the rest. Just, words can't describe how bad they hate this man. But a lot of things come up, and we're going to talk about that later in the show. Do you realize I said 2 yesterday and I was wrong? I think the president said this morning. Now, NATO members are supposed to spend 2% of their military budget, okay? Their government's military budget, they're supposed to send 2% of that budget to NATO as a group effort. Now, I think I have that correct. You can look that up, but I'm pretty sure it's 2%. Okay, and the UN Secretary General, this guy loves, and I'll get his name in a minute. I don't want to butcher it up. He absolutely loves, not UN, I said, I apologize, not UN. The NATO Secretary General absolutely loves President Donald Trump. NATO is bringing in billions of more dollars because when Trump took office in 2016, this is what a failure, and I'm cautious sometimes to say failure Barack Obama was as a president, okay? Just total failure. And they don't like it because Trump highlights his failures. No matter where he's at, he highlights them. There was 3 countries in 2016, 3. All right, I don't have them up there. Obviously, we are one of them that were meeting the agreed upon amount to supplement NATO. 3. In just a couple years, Trump has it up to 9, okay? Now you will see, and I will read you the headlines, Trump lashes out at NATO allies for not paying their fair share. Cracks, causing more cracks. We've gone from 3 to 9. Our defense system, our military, everything has changed in NATO in just 3 years. And this guy loves Trump. Now, they went into Turkey, okay? And Trump says, you know what? Is it the Stinger missile? I don't know what it is, but there's a Russian missile. And NATO has an agreement, right? Hey, you can look this up. If Trump is not telling us the truth, but he just blasts it out there. And I know the NATO Secretary General did not correct him, and the media did not correct him this morning at 4 a.m. But every time you hear about Turkey buying, as a NATO member, buying Russian missiles, Trump threw in there today that Obama would not sell Turkey Patriot missiles. Look it up. I don't know. That's what he threw in this morning. Hey, look. Turkey tried to purchase military missiles equipment for defense from us, and Obama wouldn't sell them the defense equipment they requested as a member of NATO. And they went to Russia. I mean, I don't know. You look it up. I'm just saying. Now, a lot was said. There's something else. I don't want to get too far into this. But it's really, this guy, if you watch the 50 minutes, it is amazing. I mean, the way he says some things, he said he's talking about the king of Saudi Arabia, you know, and we sent troops there. And he said, I said king. You gotta watch. I will tell you later. I said king. I love it. All right, anyhow, let's go. We'll get to that in a minute. Always remember, number 12, as we talk. I know, scary, 8:09 in the morning. I shouldn't do that to you, but that is, that's Stacey Burfarilla Abrams. I mean, she's quite a Burfarilla. Oh, hell. I try. I really do, folks. If you don't think I try, I mean, as Stacey's out roaming the range because she did not get elected, remember that's the alternative. Now, because I got to talk about Governor Brian Kemp, I like my governor, but I got to talk about him. We'll go into that in just a minute. So let's remember. So today, let's start the show here. Okay. And Johnny Isakson. Okay. Number 10. Now, Johnny is to give. He is the senator that's retiring and he's retiring end of this year, 12/13. Now, I said all along that Johnny would retire and would not serve his term. I don't like the word wrong, but I was incorrect in a couple guesses that I had concerning Johnny. I thought he would resign the minute he got into office, just resign then. I thought he would do it then. I thought that several others would be picked by this time to fill his seat. I actually thought Nathan Deal would get the chance to fill this seat, former governor of Georgia. But the one thing I was correct on is he did retire, and he is leaving office without finishing his term due to illness. Johnny will give his farewell speech today at 2 o'clock. All right. Now, he is an example. All right. There's polling out there at one time that said Johnny Isakson was the most likable politician in the state of Georgia. This I'm going to agree. What do they say, orator? When you hear his farewell speech today, it'll be amazing. I'm going to give him that. I tell you what, if you have ever been, and I watched him recently just a couple years ago, and even through the illness, and you will see it today in his speech, his farewell speech on the floor of the Senate. I watched this guy, and if you ever, and he was at Fannin County one time, as keynote speaker at a meeting in Fannin County one time. You feel this guy's your friend. I don't care if there's 1,000 people in the room, 100 people in the room. You feel like you've met the guy, you know the guy, and that he is likable. His likability is through the roof, this guy. And Georgians are going to gush all day on social media for their love of Johnny. Now, I wish him well. Georgians are good. You wait. Social media tonight, Twitter, the Twitter world will just blow up with all of the accolades and the glowing words and the heartfelt words. And we love you, Johnny. And thank you for serving as our senator. It's all coming today, right? Because we're going to talk about today, and then we're going to talk about 10 a.m. tomorrow, all right? But I'm going to tell you before he gives his farewell tour, I am not going to be able to, I will be kind, but I am not going to be able to come to you and tell you all these great things, and I will not be posting, I may say, wish you well, Johnny, good health. I hope you feel okay, as you struggle through your illness. But I will not be one of the on social media tonight gushing over him. Watch and see if I'm correct on this, because it will happen today. But he will. He'll give an amazing farewell speech as the senator of Georgia. But Johnny Isakson, now somebody's going to correct me. They're going to say, well, he got this money here and he got this money there, and he was a businessman, or he did this and he did that, and he had a real estate company and one thing after another. But let me tell you something. I am obviously, and you may be too, doing something bad wrong. Because Johnny here, he got his first job as a Georgia State Senator. District 21 in 1993. It's 2015, folks. 1993 is when he got his, John Hardy Isakson got his first job as Georgia State Senator. He went on to become a congressman, U.S. House of Representatives, the 6th District, okay? He preceded Newt Gingrich. So when Newt left, Johnny stepped right in as a Georgia state senator, and he became U.S. House of Representative, Georgia's 6th District, from 99 to 2005, okay? Johnny then assumed in 2005, and he became a U.S. Senator in 2005. It's 2019. So that's what, 14 years? 2 terms and 2 years and a third term. Johnny's going to leave office with each and every retirement package you can possibly get. Number one. And his estimated worth in 2018 is $9.7 million. Now, he's not as high as some of the big ones up there, but $9.7 million. This guy's been in political. Now, if you correct me and say he made all that, or he inherited it from family and friends that left him the money, maybe his dad, I don't know. I'm not going there. I'm just saying, once again, we have a senator leaving office that started his political career. I hate political careers. In 1993, and it's 2019 now. Leaving with an estimated worth of $9.7 million, right at $10 million. He has everything that's wrong with politics. Everything that's wrong with elections in this country. I'm sorry, everything, and somebody's out there saying, wow, you're going from here to everything. Look, Johnny, nice guy. Not going to talk bad per se. Not going to talk about your moderate voting record. Not going to talk about your liberal friends. Not going to talk about how you stayed in office all these years by, walking a fence line with liberals. But farewell. Today, I think at 2, on the floor of the Senate, Johnny Isakson. So, I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, we're going to flip over to the appointment. Now, we're not going to stay on it as long today as we did yesterday. I want to give you this one clip, and we'll show you this when we come back. This is a top headline on The Hill this morning, The Hill's website, number 43. If you were on The Hill this morning, you read this article that said, impeachment puts spotlight on Georgia Republican eyeing Senate. By all indications, he's only eyeing it, and the only way he's going to be a senator if he runs for office. Doug Collins. I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a break. We're going to come back and talk about this right after these messages.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And let's show them how they can get in touch with us. There you go. There's the phone number. And there is the email address and all the ways you can, follow us on social media. Okay, so now it is December 3rd. So what does that mean? 22 days to Christmas? Right? I think so. Folks, it's time. We do nothing but jingle all the way. Give me number 30. Jingle all the way. Nobody likes a half-assed jingler. Nobody. We don't. Jingle all the way. Nobody likes a half-assed jingler. Sorry. We don't half-ass nothing around here. So you jingle or get out. All right, take that down, Sam. You can't leave that up that long. You could get us in trouble. Now, we do have this morning, so let's go through a couple of the headlines, okay? Because Brian Kemp, okay, let's just start with number 6 here. Our governor, Brian Kemp, has made national news, all right? And Mark Levin, the great one, okay, pause for that. Brian Kemp is another Romney and about to appoint a rhino to the Senate. Now, I will say this. I will say Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levin, and I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say they've got a caution light. They don't run with something, and I'm going to say that because some people don't have a caution light. From day to day, I don't have one. Boom! All green light, full speed ahead. But I've learned over the years to, put the caution light in. And we do here. We caution ourselves in our reporting and our news. I caution myself here when I bring you something. I try to find it 3 or 4 places to make sure it's accurate. But I would say Mark Levin has a very good caution light and surrounded, he wouldn't be that successful as he is if he didn't have himself surrounded with people that did some good research. And, Levin comes out, Brian Kemp is another Romney. And I think that's a real sting from Mark Levin. Because Levin has a lot of listeners in the state of Georgia. Now, my 5 listeners, they understand that. But Brian Kemp is another Romney and about to appoint a rhino to the Senate. Now, those are some of the things out there. So let's start there. And we'll just go through them. They're not in a chronological order, but let's just go through them. Number 1, this is from the Gateway Pundit. Georgia GOP governor picks Planned Parenthood advocate Kelly Loeffler to fill U.S. vacancy. All right. Number 2, AJC. Georgia governor prepares to defend Loeffler, his expected Senate pick. Now, we're going to come back to that because I'm going to spend a little time on prepares to defend Loeffler and what that means. Number 3, the New York Times. I mean, this thing is international, maybe. The New York Times, Governor Kemp of Georgia is expected to tap Kelly Loeffler for Senate seat, the appointment that would pit the governor against President Trump, revealing an intra-party rift over the best way to maintain Republican dominance in Georgia. New York Times. Number 4, Georgia Public Broadcasting. Georgia governor sparks fight with Trump allies over Senate appointment. ABC, I'm just throwing some of these out. Number 5, ABC News. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp set to tap Kelly Loeffler for soon-to-be open Senate seat, defying President Trump. They went with defying their description. So now the media, let me say this, the media is really putting Kemp and Trump at odds here. And Kemp is, he's doubling down. All right. And then we have another one, number 7 from Mark Levin. No, we just did that and I got it. We're going in order, but I want to jump to this one here. Number 7, thanks. Conservatives rightly ringing alarm bells over Kemp's likely choice for Senate. Mark Levin on social media. Now, this is number 8. Marjorie Dannenfusser, I guess. Kelly Loeffler, okay. And I will tell you who she is in a minute. But these are some of the tweets out there. Kelly Loeffler should be disqualified as a Georgia Senate appointment. She's on the board of Grady Memorial Hospital, largest abortion provider in the state. Grady is an abortionist training hub. Its doctors are leading advocates against Brian Kemp pro-life laws. Now, I do ask this question. So, if you're pro-life, let me ask this question, and this has nothing to do with this, but I do want to know out there, if you're pro-life, you have a heart attack, we'll go with heart attack, and you're 1 mile from Grady, you go to Grady Hospital to save your life, or say no, pass Grady because they do abortions. Just say it. Wanted to put it out there. But I can't disagree now. Kelly, if she's on the board of Grady Memorial Hospital, and they are. They're the largest abortion provider in the state. It's like an abortion training hub, and it's well known, okay? Penny Nance, number 9, tweeted out. You can look these people up, number 9. Governor Kemp needs to know Kelly Loeffler would be the wrong choice for conservatives in Georgia and supporters of President Trump on several fronts. She sits on the board of a hospital in Atlanta that employs 5 abortionists on there. Just saying. Now, with all that going around, okay? With all that going around, remember right before Thanksgiving, number 13, all right? I stand with hardworking Georgians and the president. The idea that I would appoint somebody to the U.S. Senate that is not NOT. Now look at that. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but I was always told capital letters meant you're yelling at somebody, okay? Get my collar straight there. I was always told capital letters meant you were yelling at somebody. But the idea that I would appoint someone to the U.S. Senate that is not pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro-freedom, and 100% supportive of our president and his plan to keep America great is ridiculous. Now, if you say it, it doesn't mean it's true. I don't know that Brian Kemp thought, I don't know that the Governor Kemp thought that this backlash would come. Number 14. This is the second part of this tweet. The attacks and games are absolutely absurd. Frankly, I could care less what the political establishment thinks. I'm not the political establishment. Happy Thanksgiving. More information after the holiday. I'm not Mark Levin. I'm not Sean Hannity. I'm not, I'm not Rush Limbaugh. I'm not the New York Times. I'm not the Gateway Pundit. All conservatives across the country are looking in at what the governor's doing and who he's picking. Now, how do you sell this to the public? How do you? How do you keep the public from knowing this? I mean, number 11, here is the power couple. There they are. Okay? Now you look at this couple right here. Her husband, Speecher, is that his name? CEO of the New York Stock Exchange. They are heavily vested in cryptocurrency. They are heavily vested in Facebook and their currency. Just look deep. Okay? At cyber currency, and look at those two. Power players. Movers and shakers right there. Now, he appointed her because she's pro-life. Did the governor know, go back to number 8, did Governor Brian Kemp know when he appointed her that Kelly Loeffler should be disqualified from Georgia Senate appointment? She's on the board of Grady Memorial Hospital, largest abortion provider in the state. So I just think, and there's a lot of people attacking, not directly me, but myself questioning. All I want to know is, did the governor, will he come out at 10 o'clock tomorrow and say, Kelly and I talked about this. How can you sit on the board of a hospital? How can you sit on a board of a hospital that does not support my heartbeat bill? Doctors are vocal and very openly and vocal about their not supporting me, the governor. How can you sit on the board of a hospital that has this many abortions done a year and have me go out to a podium and sell the people of Georgia that you're pro-life? Now, that's not my only issue here, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, how will the governor frame this tomorrow at 10? Let me go back to number 2. All right. And I may very well look this up. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to find something, okay? Stay with me. Georgia governor prepares to defend Loeffler, his expected Senate pick. Hold on just a minute. I got it here, Jenny. I have to look it up during the break. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Georgia governor prepares to defend Loeffler, his expected Senate pick. I want to take a break because this is too important to pass up, okay? Because this is what's happening in Georgia, and I'm going to give you an example. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We'll take a short one, okay?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Better days ahead. Days Chevy in Jasper makes the holidays bright. And during the 2019 model year end clearance sale, the savings are huge. Like over $11,000 off 2019 Silverado crew cabs, or more than $6,500 off 2019 Chevy Colorados. 'Tis the season of giving, and we're giving you thousands off every Chevy during the 2019 model year end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less. Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Folks, the reason I took a break, I'm back. BKP, good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. The reason I took a break, I wanted to find a Facebook post, and I want to go back. Good morning. Show everybody how to get in touch with us if you just joined us, because I want to. There you go. And I put this up. Let's go back with number 2, okay? Because that's where we left. Georgia governor prepares to defend Loeffler, his expected Senate pick. All right. So tomorrow, we understand at 10 o'clock, Oh, by the way, let's put this one up. I'm sorry. I know I'm jumping around. Go to number 43 for a minute. And then I want to go back to 2. So save 2, go to 43. Impeachment puts spotlight on Georgia Republican eyeing Senate. That's Doug Collins, Congressman Doug Collins from the 9th District. Just to let you know, Congressman Collins will be a guest on this show at 8:15 in the morning. So at 8:15 in the morning, we will have him for 15 minutes to 8:30. He is taking time out of his busy schedule. We appreciate that. The congressman's office reaching out yesterday when we sent a message asking if we can get the congressman on. And tomorrow is big day for the Judiciary Committee. You're going to hear an opening statement from this guy that is going to blow the doors off this country tomorrow. He is the ranking member, don't get sidetracked, BKP, stay focused, but Congressman Collins is the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. I have said before on this show, if you were to ask somebody that paid attention, who are the top defenders of the President of the United States, because he deserves being defended, Collins would be way up there as number 1, or Jim Jordan, or Nunes, or Ratcliffe, or, God, never thought I'd say this, Lindsey Graham, but this guy is going to tomorrow, when the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee makes his opening statement, and he says to the nation, to Jerry Nadler, the bullfrog, and the world to watch, that he wants to see Adam Schiff right there, a fact witness. But he will be on the show at 8:15 in the morning. Now, this headline is from The Hill today, but pretty sure I will tell you this is the biggest fake job ever if it doesn't come true. But pretty sure tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, he will no longer be on the list of candidates, possible candidates for senator. Pretty sure, according to Governor Brian Kemp's office and what has been leaked out of there and has been put out to the media, has been put out by his office, that tomorrow, thank you very much, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Loeffler will be the next senator, and the only way Doug Collins will become a senator in the state of Georgia is to run for office. Now, why did I put that up? Because it's true. And let me show you this one. Go to 49. Now, this is a friend. I consider this person a friend. Okay. I forgot my glasses. Jeannie Seaver worked for Brian Kemp's campaign as the volunteer grassroots state coordinator or something like that. And this is a friend, okay? And this is what's happening all over the state now. Governor Brian Kemp's people are canvassing, and they have everybody that has somebody's ear on a list, okay? And they have all their paid people that have worked for them in the past or may in the future or could, financially benefit blasting social media and making phone calls. Now, I told you yesterday on this show, I received one of those phone calls, okay? And I know the individual, okay, and I will just say this, that called me, ran for political office, worked for Governor Nathan Deal, worked for Senator David Perdue, worked for candidate Brian Kemp, and a short time, I think, in the transition team in the administration, a short time, called me and said, hey, Kelly's not that bad of a person. Not that bad. Kelly's not a bad person, not that bad. Kelly's not a bad person. You're going to see the other side here soon, and just wait, and, be open-minded, all that good, happy stuff. But yesterday, this is an example. It's all over. Janine Seaver, from one who has been behind President Trump and Brian Kemp from day one and a grassroots activist in Georgia for 20 years. Okay? Set herself up as grassroots activist for 20 years. Do you see the setup in that sentence? I'm with Donald Trump first. Oh, I love the mind games, politics mind games. I'm with Donald Trump first, Brian Kemp, and I've been a grassroots activist in Georgia for 20 years. And I like this person, okay? But I can read, I can smell these tweets and these posts on social media a mile away. I will respect Governor Brian Kemp and support the decision on the U.S. Senate appointment. He knows a lot more than I about the applicants, and my loyalty remains with him, exclamation point. Now, I'm going to tell you, 8th time, this is my friend. And if this person picks up the phone and calls me today, I'm going to say, you scare the hell out of me when you write loyalty, okay, to Brian Kemp over this pick. Now, there are hundreds of these across social media. And I just picked the last comment. Tommy Grooms there said, this truly concerns me. I just watched Sean Hannity speak about this on Fox. Doesn't look good. Now, I'm not the bad guy. The governor is angry with folks like me for questioning the process. The governor is angry with folks like me saying, hey, how did you get here? How did you get to this pick? What happened? Now, another comment came on social media yesterday from somebody I got a lot of respect for, okay? But it is true. I'm going to say this. It's very true. The governor, by the Constitution, the state, Georgia State Constitution, the governor, this is his pick. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Is that the word? This is Governor Brian Kemp's pick. This is his constitutional duty to exercise this. He's the pick. So, I've reached out to the governor's office yesterday. I've had a little communication, and I asked if it's possible to get the governor on. I said to the office, I said, I'm for sure tomorrow, all the big guys will get first, okay? We understand that because we're not suburban Atlanta, okay? And we don't carry the Atlanta values and the suburb values that they have. So they get to go first. The AJC and the networks down there. But I said, after you get done, can I get an interview? Maybe even with the new senator? So we're working on that. We'll see. But this is happening all over the state. All over the state. Their team, okay? Their team is working hard to defend this. Let me go with one more thing, okay? Number 15. The guy next to our governor is Kelly Loeffler's husband, CEO of the New York Stock Exchange, Jeff Speecher, I think his name is. Look these people up. Governor, you picked Kelly Loeffler as the best example to send to the Senate to represent our values. Just saying. Let me show you number 11. I'm going to say this is my closing comment, but it might not be. All right, here's the power couple. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, is supposed to come to a podium and announce that he's appointing Kelly Loeffler to fill Senator Johnny Isakson's term for senator of Georgia. And in that announcement, I am waiting to hear how he vetted her. And according to what we know about her, convinced her to accept our values. I'm not for sure she shares our values today. But maybe Governor Kemp said, if you want to be senator in Georgia, this is the way it will work. And this is what you will do. Maybe, we'll see. And I'm interested on what she addresses in her first communication with the citizens of Georgia as the new senator appointed, and how she addresses pro-life and Second Amendment and her board affiliation with Planned Parenthood and her affiliation with the hospital and so on and so on. I wonder how that's going to get addressed. But let me tell you one thing. Watch for, and this is something I am saying things for the last several days that nobody is talking about. Look for the political team that handles her campaign. Look for who they are. Look and see if the political team that doesn't get appointed or she hires to handle their campaign don't resemble each and every one as close as possible to the Brian Kemp for governor campaign. See if the same people don't get the job to run her campaign. Because I'm going to tell you something. I know this. I've talked to people that run campaigns. And I know this for a fact. There's nothing more frustrating than a campaign management team than to have a candidate that runs out of money 30 days before the election. There's nothing more frustrating to a campaign finance team that has to watch the money as they're running these campaigns. Nothing more frustrating. Nothing more frustrating than getting down to the wire and looking at the bank account and saying, we got a choice, send out these last two mailers that we need $150,000 to do in the district or the state, or just hope we skate in because we got to make payroll. Do we buy and make an ad buy 30 days in advance? Look at that. 30 days in advance, do we do an ad buy worth millions of dollars and corner every market? We don't have the money. But I'll tell you what, last but not least, on political consultants or political teams there, strategery, right? Is that what George W. Bush said? The strategy is nothing better than a candidate with endless amounts of money. Oh, you can make a lot of money that way. This is your kind of candidate. This is a candidate that also you put in a winner bonus. Now they do. These campaign companies put in a winner bonus. If we win, we get a bonus. A lot of money to be made off that campaign. But I will say this. Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire, is going to spend all the money he can spend. And he's not going to make it. Will this guy tomorrow, number 43, Congressman Doug Collins, impeachment puts spotlight on Georgia Republican eyeing Senate. According to everything in the press and everything in the AJC and the Atlanta media, he needs to be eyeing the Senate from the standpoint of running for it in the next election if he wants to. So how big is the rift between Brian Kemp and President Trump? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you this. My prediction, tomorrow, at 10 o'clock, Brian Kemp will announce Kelly Loeffler. And about the time he's announcing Kelly Loeffler to be the next Senate, this guy is going to be going through the roof. His meter is going to go through the roof of name recognition. There will be nobody in the state of Georgia that does not know this congressman tomorrow. He will have the strongest conservative base in Georgia. In Georgia, okay, remember, in Georgia, Republican primaries go to the right still, whether you want to believe that or not. So I'm going to tell you something right now. If this guy runs for the Senate after this week in Georgia, he will have the conservative right vote. And we will see then, because that's how primaries go in Georgia. Let me remind you, for those of you that are upset, I guess the only thing we can really stop and think about is number 12. That's the alternative. Just saying. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back. Let's talk impeachment, Trump at NATO, a little bit of everything. Take a
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Better days ahead. Days Chevy in Jasper makes the holidays bright. And during the 2019 model year end clearance sale, the savings are huge. Like over $11,000 off 2019 Silverado crew cabs, or more than $6,500 off 2019 Chevy Colorados. 'Tis the season of giving, and we're giving you thousands off every Chevy during the 2019 model year end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblet, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
And we're back. My signal is not very good this morning. They might be cybering Tuesday also. They might have extended the sales. 9:03 this morning, Ella-J, Georgia. A little cold outside. There's the phone number. Now, tomorrow morning, our guest will be, and it's going to be an interesting time. He's going to be, this is number 43, Congressman Doug Collins will be our guest tomorrow morning at 8:15, and again that that'll be at 8:15. 2 things tomorrow we can talk to the congressman about, because on Chris Wallace, Fox News Sunday, Chris Wallace did ask Congressman if he was not appointed to fill the term of Johnny Isakson, would he run? And, the congressman said, well, obviously there were some decisions had to be made. They had to wait and see, and there would be definitely some decisions had to be made. I think tomorrow at 8:15, he knows, I think he knows now, the governor does not plan to pick him. If he does, we'll all be shocked. But I think he knows now what his decision will be. So 2 things tomorrow, big day for Congressman Collins on the Hill as the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, and also for the Senate. Now, let's just go with 35, okay? Number 35. There's a couple things that came out this morning. This is President Donald Trump at NATO, okay? And well, I got a comment. I want to see this. I don't think it will grow the party at all, just shift it. Conservatives are livid over this, and they won't soon forget. I just post on social media about Governor Kemp's pick. All right, President Trump brought some things up that never come up. I mean, this was amazing. It was a great way that I got to start Tuesday here. We have 32,000 troops, okay? 32,000 men and women in South Korea. All right. And when the president travels abroad and they start asking him questions is when we really get a full view in a lot of ways, which we know this already, but it's right there, Obama's failures in the world. Failures. Okay? Obama was a disaster. He never asked NATO members to up and meet the commitment financially. 32,000 troops. How many of you know that South Korea pays us for that military defense? And how many of you know that Donald Trump upped the price? He wants more, and he's talking to him about it. Okay? How many of you know that Donald Trump upped the price $500 million? Are you aware out there? Because they're going to fact check him today. Are you aware that South Korea now pays an additional $500 million a year for our troops to be stationed there? That's what he said, right? Nobody ever asked these people. They took advantage of us around the world. We have been the world's piggy bank. This guy is 100% right. Nobody never asked him. There was a lot made out of, okay? There's been a lot made out of Trump sending troops to Saudi Arabia to help with their defense system there. But do you know that to send those troops to Saudi Arabia, Trump gave Saudi Arabia a price? Nobody ever asked. And this is so funny because Trump is so real. And he's sitting there this morning at 9:30 their time or something like that. 9:20 their time, 4:20 a.m. our time. And he's sitting there and he said, this is exactly, you got to go listen to the quote. It's something like this. I said king. Oh, it's awesome because this is the way this guy talked. I said king. You got to pay up. I wonder if that's an impeachable offense. I wonder if getting South Korea to pay an additional $500 million is an impeachable offense. I wonder if upping the countries, the NATO members, from 3 to 9 paying their fair share is an impeachable offense. Right? I wonder if talking to Turkey, a NATO member, that everybody's upset that, hey, you can't buy these Russian missiles. You have to buy our Patriot system. Well, you wouldn't sell it before. We will now. I wonder if that's an impeachable offense. I wonder if, right there, if you listen to the Secretary General of NATO talk about Russian aggression, why do you think Trump has pushed for more money into NATO? So NATO would be better equipped and financially able to do what? Defend against Russian aggression. Putin likes nothing about NATO going from 3 members to 9 paying their dues. He likes nothing about it. He likes nothing about Trump strategically wanting to put weapons in areas to resist Russian aggression, because they have to have money to do it. Now, who gives a SH asterisk asterisk what the French say? Nobody. We don't care if Macron is upset with Turkey. We don't care if Trump puts a tariff on your wine and cheese, because I'm from North Georgia. We got plenty of wine here. We are not at any shortage in need of your French wine in North Georgia. And we got some cheese. We can get it at the store. I'm just saying. No, are they impeachable offenses? You're not being told that Turkey, okay, all these things they talk about Trump, bought Russian missiles with it was their plan B, because NATO and the Americans, Obama was a total failure, folks. He never asked. I mean, they're going to talk about China. Trump went into it this morning. China ripping us off. Not going to happen anymore. And they keep saying, when are you going to make a deal? He said, I'll make a deal when I'm ready. I'll make a deal. I'm not waiting on them. They're waiting on me. I will make the deal with China. Absolutely. And Trump said, is it Shinzo, the prime minister or president of Japan? They got to come up with some more money. He's talking to them now. But keep this in mind. South Korea is paying another $500 million a year. Okay? The king, Saudi Arabia, all right? Saudi Arabia, what happened? Hey, king. I said king. You got to pay. Well, nobody's ever asked us. Well, we're asking now. Trump is not a sucker, and the United States is not being taken advantage of anymore, and he's there for you. And it's amazing. I would like for you to go watch the 50-minute press conference. Do not, and I'm going to show you some pictures this morning of the bylines they put out as soon as they're done. They attacked him. They hate him so bad, okay? They attacked, the media did this morning. That's who hates him. The media hates him so bad they attacked him this morning. And why would you participate in a sham of an impeachment trial? Why would you? And plus, really? You're turning over all the evidence 24 hours before the trial? And you lie to the American people and say that the Republicans can participate? That's a lie. Hey, folks. South Korea, one more time, paying $500 million a year more. The king had to pay up. Come on, king, you got it. All right? And by the way, what happened to the Kurds? You remember the Kurds that Trump turned his back on? What happened to them? Are they not relevant anymore? I thought they were the media's chosen people. What happened? We took the oil fields. We got al-Baghdadi and his number 2. Cut the head off of that snake. ISIS. Okay? Took the oil. You remember Obama let ISIS have the oil? How do you think they were funding themselves in their movement? How do you think they funded their movement? Is the oil that they had captured that Trump took away from them. Every time the President of the United States goes abroad, it is so clear what a disaster in so many ways Barack Hussein Obama was during his presidency with world affairs. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back. Start looking at some impeachment. I want to double check the internet, see if anything new has taken place while we've been on the air this morning. Take a break.
1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're not ignoring AG Barr and the IG Horowitz report that's coming out. We're not ignoring that on the show. I don't want to say we got plenty of time to talk about it, but yes, there's reports that AG Barr disagrees with key finding in Watchdog's Trump-Russia report. Attorney General William Barr disagrees with a key conclusion from the Justice Department Inspector General's investigation regarding the origins of the Trump-Russian probe, according to a new report. The Washington Post cites anonymous sources familiar with the matter report that Barr has told associates he does not believe that the FBI had enough information to justify opening a counterintelligence investigation into Trump campaign associates in 2016. Okay? We will see that play out probably next week. It is the 3rd. The report's supposed to come out the 9th. Okay? We'll see a lot more on that in the next couple days. See what I was looking for. This is interesting. Sean Hannity said GOP Governor Kemp will not come on his show to defend his controversial pick for open Senate seat. Now, as reported on Friday by Jacob Ingalls, Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, is going against President Trump's recommendation for Senate seat to be vacated by Johnny Isakson, who is stepping down due to health problems. Okay. Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, is going against President Trump's recommendation for Senate seat to be vacated by Johnny Isakson, who is stepping down due to health problems. Okay. Sean there's been attempts, according to Hannity's people, there's been attempts to get Governor Brian Kemp on his show to defend the pick. And, you know, Governor Kemp has not gone anywhere near the media on this. So we'll see what happens come tomorrow. Let me look at the, I was just going through this morning. We'll go back to NATO in just a minute, okay? And here's another story. Barr rejects key findings and report on Russia probe. So we'll see that. Rejects key findings. Now, I always do my pictures in the morning, okay? So this is the NATO, okay? This morning pictures. Number 48, new tariff threat, okay? And the president, number 48, has his new tariff threat there. See the last, see if I sent you that in the last email. I sent you 2 emails. Oh, I didn't clip 48. All right, I missed it. Well, then forget that. New tariffs, okay? On French, and let me get, I do think I have this great picture here. Number 44, all right? Trump targets French goods face tariffs. Trump targets U.S. allies with trade measures. Threatens new tariffs on French wine, steel from Brazil, Argentina. Wine and cheese, the French. Okay? Now, this is interesting. All right? President Trump, we have the, let me see if I have it here. The trade measures, okay, number 42, the Wall Street Journal, Trump to levy tariffs on Brazil and Argentina, number 42, all right. And I was trying to find the picture, and I may not have it right here, but they want to, there's foreign governments, okay, and I don't have this, so I know I'm not going to be very clear on this, and I hate when I discuss something that I can't bring it to you in a clear way, but I have, where's the article? How many, the article yesterday with, and hang tight, I'll get it right here in a second. 300, okay? 300 plus Trump ads taken down by Google and YouTube. 60 Minutes finds over 300 video ads of the president for President Trump were taken down mostly over the summer for violating company policy. All right? So this morning in the press conference, there's discussion about Facebook, Google, Twitter, all of the social media companies that different countries in the world want to tax. Okay? They want to tax them. And here's a president of the United States that's America first. He will handle things in this country appropriately. Okay? And he said this morning, although I'm at odds, you got to watch this press conference, although I am at odds with Facebook and I'm at odds with Twitter and, you know, the social media companies out there, you know, that I'm at odds with, they're still American companies. And I'm not going to let the world go after our American companies and just let it happen. I'm not going to do that. If anybody's going to tax them, he said, it's going to be us. I mean, so if we want to levy a tax, if we want to put a tax on Facebook, if we want to put a tax on the other social media groups out there, the American companies, we'll do it. But we're not going to allow you to do it. You're not going to mess with our American companies. That's why these CEOs, Tim Cook of Apple, okay, they like this guy. Now, I know what you just cringed and said, no, the CEO of Twitter does not like this guy, and Mark Zuckerberg. I get it. But Tim Cook at Apple does. And other CEOs of international companies, they like him. Now, they got people in place that are blocking him. And yes, the higher-ups over there in, is it Silicon Valley or the tech world in California? No, they don't like the president. But I tell you what they do like. He defends every American company. When he goes somewhere, it does not matter who the company is. If it's an American company, they get defended. If it's an American company, their intellectual property, their manufacturing rights, taxes, tariffs. He never looks and says, oh, it's Facebook, the hell with Zuckerberg, let them just tax them. Oh, it's Twitter. Oh, it's Google and YouTube, and they're taking my stuff down. Never. He never picks and chooses American companies when he goes abroad. He's in full defense of each and every one. Never misses a one. China. He's going to make a deal, maybe election time. We don't know. He's in no hurry. He's in no hurry with China, he said. Take a break. We'll be back at 9:30, and we'll wrap this up again. I want to look at one more thing before we close today. Every time I go to a website, I'm trying to look the top stories. I mean, the Daily Wire, the Gateway Pundit, the Hill, the Daily Caller, all of them at the top of their website. Let me see what I got here. Daily Caller. They're all over the Kemp. Some of them are changing here. They're all over Brian Kemp and the governor of Georgia and his appointment. Take us a break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, president of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Tuesday, December 3rd. Wow, we have a lot going on. Yesterday was busy. Today is busy. Holiday season. Now, around here, we do not do anything. We jingle all the way, number 30, right? Always jingle all the way. Nobody likes a half-ass jingler. Either jingle all the way or get out. No half-ass jingling around here. It's the Christmas spirit. Okay, let's go. We're going to go one at a time. Subject matter may change, but we're going to go through my morning pictures. I want to show you this one from yesterday, number 16. First of all, the President of the United States will not be participating. His legal team, Pat Cisalone, is that his name? The White House counsel. The report is getting voted on today. It's going to the Republicans. They have it now. Witnesses, defense, everything. Not even 24 hours to prepare. It's a sham. Did you save the date? They're going to vote. Deadline set by Dems for House vote Wednesday the 25th. They feel it's that important to you and the American people and our Constitution and saving the democracy that if they have to be there on December 25th, it will not be to help lower prescription costs for Americans. It will not be to help lower healthcare costs for Americans. It will not be to pass the USMCA trade agreement between Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. to take the place of the disaster NAFTA that cost us jobs and money in this country. It will not be to do any damn thing productive, but they may save the democracy just in time for Christmas, the baby Jesus. Oh, lordy, lordy. Number 17, Representative Doug Collins tomorrow on this show at 8:15, and House Judiciary Committee, and it goes through him. He wants to call Adam Schiff. Ooh, can't wait to talk to him in the morning. Number 18. There are the gatekeepers of hell, Joe and Minka. House GOP rebuts Democrats' impeachment report, arguing Trump did nothing wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. All right, let's go to 20. We're going to skip right to 20. Democrats debate widening articles of impeachment. Number 21. This is a bright bulb, light bulb here. This 100-watt. Chairman Schiff responds to GOP report. Tellingly, the minority dismisses this as just part of a president's outside the beltway thinking. It is more accurately outside the law and Constitution and violated his oath of office. Because Schiff says the investigation is not over. Why, if you don't think we're going to widen it and send more, they write the report, the judiciary writes the articles of impeachment that they vote on, then it goes to the Senate. Schiff said, no, we're nowhere near done. We're going to investigate the hell out of him. Every single thing. We think that this actually makes the collusion and the obstruction in the Russian delusion story more palatable to the American people. Crazy as hell. Outside the beltway thinking. Schiff, you ought to get outside the beltway. Take a little pressure off that head. Number 22, the media trying to cause problems with our president. Remember, they have never respected our president on foreign soil. Now, what they're going to do, and I might have the pictures, they're going to talk to you about how the president lashed out about our allies. He attacked our allies. They will not tell you, I watched the press conference, they will not tell you the questions that were asked of the president, and all he did was answer them. Okay? Number 22, Boris Johnson looks to avoid Trump during the London visit. Really? Number 23, House Intelligence Committee to vote on impeachment report. Report available for committee members to view will be made public today. Committee meets today at 6. tonight, a working supper. We'll have a box din din to adopt the report. Number 24. Boris Johnson looks to avoid damaging Trump meeting during NATO gathering. Really? I don't think so. I think he's going to have lunch or dinner with the Queen. Trump is. I think he's going to see the Queen while he's there. We understand the Queen likes him. And then also, we know today, I think he's having a little spot of tea with Camilla and Prince Charles. We'll see. Number 25. See, watch this one. Trump rails against alliance ahead of NATO summit. No, he didn't. This is what they put up this morning. He did not. These are the questions he was asked. He would have never said anything, but this guy is an open book to the media and the world. You ask him a question, he answers it. Number 26, Speaker Pelosi, on the other hand, when we travel abroad, we don't talk about the president in a negative way. We save that for home, okay? Because I think she was in Madrid, number 28. Look at her in Madrid, okay? Now, here's what you can't see. You can't see the string attached to the back of her jacket that ties her to the back of that chair so she doesn't get shaky and delusional and does a face plant down on the table. I don't know. But I wouldn't bet that something doesn't glue her to the back of the damn chair when she sits down. So she's in Madrid. But she is the respectful stateswoman from America because she doesn't talk about they save that for home when we're abroad, right? All right, let's go back to number 27. Trump slams Macron for insulting NATO comments. Nothing positive. I watched right up to showtime to see if they said one positive thing that the president brought up. Here's an interesting one, number 29, 29, with switching gears. I told you I'm trying. 2020 Dems focus to black men. How about that? Okay. Number 31, CNN. Jens Stoltenberg, okay? He is the Secretary General of NATO. He loves Trump. This guy loves Trump. But no, what's the headline? Okay. Cracks showing in NATO alliance. Nothing positive. Never. Number 33, one more. This was a 50-minute. It's at 10:14 a.m. London time, 5:14 Eastern time. Cracks showing in the NATO alliance. There again is the Secretary General of NATO and President of the United States. Number 36, this is MSNBC reporting. Okay, MSNBC reporting right there. Trump slams Macron for insulting and disrespectful NATO comments. We don't care what the French think. Number 37. Trump says he might wait until after the 2020 election to reach China trade deal. I might wait till after the 2020 election. I might not do it until then. Trump is a straight shooter, man. Number 40, the impeachment inquiry. Now, this is what you have to look forward to. The impeachment inquiry into President Donald J. Trump, constitutional grounds for impeachment. Judiciary Committee witness list. And there's your witness list. Noah Feldman, okay. Harvard Law School, got to have a Harvard Law School. Pamela S. Carlin, okay. Stanford Law School. Michael Gearhart, the University of North Carolina School of Law, and Jonathan Turley, the George Washington University Law School. These constitutional scholars will be the first witnesses. They are breaking down what Trump said in that phone call with Zelensky. That will be the opening witnesses for the Judiciary Committee as they are trying to write the articles of impeachment so you can have something to vote on Christmas Day. Quick break, we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Better days ahead.
Dave Chevy in Jasper makes the holidays bright, and during the 2019 model year end clearance sale, the savings are huge, like over $11,000 off 2019 Silverado crew cabs, or more than $6,500 off 2019 Chevy Colorados. 'Tis the season of giving, and we're giving you thousands off every Chevy during the 2019 model year end clearance at Dave Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Dave Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Beautiful Tuesday, 9:44. Let me say this. North Georgia, I try to think about, I understand a lot of people like to go to New York City for Christmas. I mean, they love the Christmas. And I get it, okay? Been there, done that, all right? And yes, if you could get to New York City in that last week, and if you happen to be there on a day where it's snowing and you go to Rockefeller Center and ice skating and, and the big Christmas tree, I get it, okay? I get it. There are places that are just absolutely beautiful in Christmas time. But I have to tell you, out of all the places I've lived, North Georgia does it best, and that they just do. They are tops. And when I say that, because I don't want to leave anybody out and get in trouble, from Jasper to Dahlonega to Ellijay to Blue Ridge to Blairsville, Cleveland. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in this North Georgia area. Amazing weekend light up events. I think this weekend is Jasper. Last weekend, Blue Ridge, Ellijay, several. Okay? But they do it right, and it's beautiful. And there's still the old town squares. And in the town squares, the Christmas tree and things like that. It's just, I'm telling you, it would, if you love and want to be a part or see a, created, if you want to create Christmas memories for you and your family, come up to North Georgia, because it's not over. Just because we lit the tree and we did have the parade, it's not over. The shops are so decorated and they're beautiful. And the other thing I want to do, and yes, I'm endorsing North Georgia, come on up, shop local. Because the other thing is, you get bored, to me, around the suburbs of cities with, trying to shop and give a unique gift, okay? You do. You get bored with it because most of the stores are commercialized stores and shopping centers and so forth. But it's where, in small towns in North Georgia, is where you find, in these small shops, that unique gift that fits that husband, wife, son, daughter, aunt, uncle, mom, dad. It's a unique gift. You walk in like, wow, I could not have found this anywhere in Atlanta. You say, well, in the big city I can get it. No, you can't. It's up here where we are at. Come on up, is where you find the true treasures and the Christmas spirit and just a memorable time for you and your family. I don't know. I just had to go there. I mean, I just love it come Christmas time in North Georgia. I just really do. And we occasionally can get a snowflake or two. You know how you go friggin' crazy. It's a flake. First of all, social media, you get one snowflake. The second snowflake constitutes closing school. The third snowflake, there is no bread and milk. And these snowflakes are melting when they hit the ground. Anyhow, how the hell did I get off on that? I don't have a lot of time. Can anybody in this place keep me focused? All right, number 45. This week, they will try to make a fool out of our president. Now, he was asked at a press conference this morning with the NATO Secretary General. He was asked. He said, by several of the reporters, about impeachment. Does this diminish your role in this summit? It is going to be, it's so unpatriotic of what's happening, okay? Did the Founding Fathers write the directions, might I say, for impeachment? Did they lay out circumstances where impeachment was necessary? It's not in there, folks, if it's not to be used or possibly not, necessary from time to time. It's not in there. Okay? But in my lifetime, and I include Ronald Reagan, because I love Ronald Reagan and do to this day. I love Ronald Reagan and do to this day. He's a hero of mine as President of the United States. But not in my lifetime did I come to you, am I able to come to you and feel like my president loves me as an American. My president loves our country. My president loves it when he's in Kansas, Georgia, Minnesota. Have you ever seen him at a rally from Minnesota to Pennsylvania to Florida to Texas? That the love he has for America just doesn't come flying out. That's love that he has for each and every American. He never travels anywhere in the world that it's not full of love for Americans and America first. But yet, a very unpatriotic Democrat Party. You know, some people have said, and I said this yesterday, and I'll just say it one more time. Some people have said, hey, you know what? The pick of Kelly Loeffler as senator in Georgia could help grow the party, Republican Party. That one's flying all over social media. Our opportunity now to grow the Republican Party with a minority woman, really? Multi-millionaire. This is no minority woman, okay? A chance to grow the party. Let me tell you what growing a political party looks like without maintaining core values and your belief system and throwing it away because you want to grow the party. Look at the 20 presidential Democrat primary presidential candidates. Nut jobs, crazy, wackos. That's what growing a party looks like. Because I stand before you today, I have to admit, my grandfather, God rest his soul, a conservative Democrat. A Democrat. My grandfather was a Democrat. It's out there. I had to put it out there. This is what it looks like. See, when my grandfather, the Democrat, who was, God rest his soul, a Democrat could be pro-life. A Democrat could be a capitalist. There was a time when there was a time when it seemed like Republicans and Democrats went in the same direction. They just would come to the American people and say they had a different way to achieve it, faster and better. And you made the choice. There's no such thing as a same direction, parallel direction, country first policy whatsoever between these two parties. And growing the party is exactly what the Democrat presidential primary candidates look like. Throwing everything away you've ever believed in and just succumbing to the LGBTQ community, whack jobs, you name it, that's where they are. So, that being said, Trump in London for NATO meeting tomorrow, we will highlight the lowest points that Americans can possibly highlight in the House of Representatives and the Judiciary Committee with Jerry Nadler while our president is at NATO. It's disgusting. Anyhow, President Trump in London for NATO meeting. NATO has not treated us fairly. They pay far too little. Now, it's not NATO that pays far too little, okay? And here's what the president said this morning, and I want to be clear on this, okay? The president said this morning that, hey, you're supposed to pay 2%. Now, let me tell you, the NATO Secretary General is not disagreeing, and when he's asked, he says, yes, we got a lot more money because of President Trump. 3 countries paid the 2% of their national defense to NATO in 2016. 9 countries now, NATO members, pay their 2% of their national defense to NATO. And there's 20-some members, okay? The point is Trump saying, you know, and he takes the issue with Germany and all of them. He's saying, wait a minute, the deal was 2%. I think it ought to be 4%, but it's 2%. Trust me, there's no way Vladimir Putin of Russia watched that press conference this morning and says, I love everything Trump is saying. No way. He does not like the defense system. He does not like NATO Secretary General talking about a new nuclear short-range missile negotiation with Russia. He doesn't like any of that. Trump says, hey, you know what? You know how many countries have only been paying 1%? And this is what I love this morning, and this is what they can't take about the guy. He says, so you're supposed to pay 2% this year, 2% this year, 2% this year. So all of a sudden you pay 2%. This year you paid, this particular year you paid 1%. This particular year you paid 1%. You didn't pay the 2%. So every year you're behind a percent. So just because this year you pay the 2% doesn't mean you still don't owe us the 1% from the other years. Now, I love, when the media and Schiff says, his mob-like conversations. I love when Trump goes new. I understand, Schiff, you don't understand New York style, okay? But I love when Trump goes New Yorker and says, hey, you got to pay up. Well, you didn't pay up. It's 1%. It's like walking around the shop doors in New York. Hey, you got to pay, you got to pay, you got to pay. You got to pay. Trump says you got to pay up just because you paid the 2% this year. There's the, that year. You owe another 5. You're in the rears. There's interest. Trump went all for it this morning. NATO Secretary General absolutely loves it. Putin hates it. And the weaker NATO members know that they will bring more defense and deterrent against Russian aggression. What is the goal of NATO? Deterrent against Russian aggression. So what happens if NATO continues, and I'm not saying I'm 100% all in favor of these alliances in some ways, but what happens if NATO continues to get more money as the deal? It's the deal that was made when you become a member, pay your dues. There's more money to do what? Stand up against Russian aggression. There's absolutely no way that you could take that press conference this morning and think about everything that's going on in the world that this man has done for this country and you and I, and even think to bring impeachable charges against him for what they claim he said in a phone call. Nah, I don't think so. All right, so let me go here. Number 17, so I can close. Tomorrow morning, tune in, tell your friends, follow us on social media. My guest at 8:15 tomorrow morning will be Congressman Doug Collins. We will ask him about tomorrow. I want to ask him and get him to explain to you why he wants to call Adam Schiff as his first witness, because Schiff is a fact witness. Look that up today. We'll have the congressman explain. It's not for show. Schiff is a fact witness. We'll let Congressman Collins explain that to you tomorrow morning. Also, we'll ask him before we close, knowing right now what we know or think we know, that he won't be appointed senator, what may be his plans. I'm your host, BKP, and let me sign off every day this month, right up to the 25th, by saying Merry Christmas. We'll see you tomorrow morning.